Oprah Winfrey's influence is absolutely limitless. According to Forbes, the billionaire has a net worth of $2.5 billion as of 2021 and has developed a philanthropic and media production and distribution empire. Given her multiple responsibilities, it is understandable that Winfrey has made homes in a variety of places across the United States. Though she has lived in Montecito, California for over 20 years, Winfrey has also lived in Illinois, Florida, Hawaii, Colorado, and Washington State. She also owned or still owns homes in Tennessee and Indiana. However, she mostly bought them for her family and friends. It was recently revealed how Oprah came to settle on and eventually decorate the 23,000 square foot Montecito, California property she subsequently christened the Promised Land after purchasing a Chicago apartment, her first of two, a farm in India, and a Florida penthouse that will forever be associated with some bizarre-sounding Italian commode phase, as well as searching for an old plantation house in the American South. The media mogul was shown this so-called property in the early aughts, and my jaw dropped. She writes it was a Georgian mansion, but without the Georgian dampness, and he'd smitten the good lady bought the mansion in 2004 for more than $50 million or so. The legend goes and filled it with gilded mirrors, marble urns, and opulent carpets, and the sherbet palette. It was all very grand. But it wasn't very true. To myself, to summarize, she is no longer a fan of green checkered wallpaper. Winfrey has recruited interior designer Rose Tarlow for the radical 3-month redecoration, sparked by a forthright remark from Tarlow: "This house has nothing to do with you," but not before being her honest open book self about some of her bad decorating choices. Apparently, hand-embroidered cushion does not scream kickback. Winfrey's first major real estate investment was a condo in Chicago's prestige Water Tower Place, which is located along the city's Magnificent Mile. According to the Chicago Tribune, she purchased 3 additional units for $1.5 million and $1 million respectively. In the years following the original purchase, the 4 units totaled 9,000 square feet and had 4 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 2 half bathrooms. In January 2014, Winfrey offered a massive duplex for $7.75 million, and it was eventually sold for $4.625 million in late 2015. Winfrey spent $100K on a 3-bedroom condominium at the Four Seasons Chicago. At the same time, she bought the last of the 4 adjacent condos in Water Tower Place. The famed luxury hotel is located just a few blocks from Lake Michigan, and not far from where Winfrey's multimedia company Harpo Studios, which was headquartered on the near west side at the time. In 2015, Winfrey sold the property for $1.275 million. The same year, she closed the studio and moved to the West Coast permanently. In 2001, Winfrey began to plant roots in what has become known as the Promised Land. Her huge property in Montecito, the original 42-acre estate, cost roughly $50 million and featured a 23,000 square foot Georgian-style home, a 6,000 square foot redwood guest house, and an outside space with a pool, tennis court, and various patios. Winfrey continues to buy surrounding homes in the decades afterwards to enhance her Montecito holdings. She now calls the vast estate her main home base. Winfrey recently paid $298,000 for a 4-bedroom colonial-style home in the Elmwood Park suburb of Chicago. Just outside of Chicago, the TV personality spent money on replacing the roof and gutter system, the garage door, and the heating and cooling system, but otherwise left the 2,250 square foot home in its original state. It was eventually sold for $375,000 in 2018, and she no longer has any Chicago properties. Winfrey paid $5.3 million for 2 estates totaling 163 acres on the island of Maui. Both houses have multiple structures, but Winfrey's is a gray ranch that she transformed with the help of her decorator friend Ellie Coleman into an attractive modern farmhouse. The installation of French doors, a raised ceiling in the main suite, and a wraparound porch great for taking in the views turned what started out into a simple refurbishment into a full-fledged undertaking. A quilt-inspired pattern stencil has also been added to the kitchen. Winfrey has stated, "I love, adore my house. It's a treasure, so delicate and lovely. It is such a basic everyday home. It has a texture of a blanket. It's a nice cashmere one." Winfrey first became interested in the Pacific Northwest in 2018, when she paid $8 million buying 2 neighboring properties on Orcas Island, which is part of the San Juan Archipelago between Seattle and Vancouver. The 43-acre luxury waterfront getaway had a main 7,303 square foot 4-bedroom 5-bathroom house and a smaller 2,000 square foot guest house, both of which were constructed using rare timbers, a double-height great room with a stone fireplace, a library with floor-to-ceiling bookcases, and a kitchen with a built-in pizza oven were all featured in the main home on the grounds of Madron Eagle. There was also a sauna and Asian garden and a private beach. 3 years later, Winfrey sold the home for $14 million. Claiming that she did not have time to enjoy the island retreat, Winfrey's latest addition to her real estate portfolio complements her ever-growing Montecito properties. In late 2019, she paid $6.85 million for a 4-acre complex from actor Jeff Bridges, bringing her ranch to a staggering 70 acres. Following the tragic 2017 mudslides, Bridges and his wife Susan Gaston rebuilt the Spanish Revival-style compound, creating a new aesthetic that merged the original 1919 detailing with more modern furnishings.